Hi Leute, wir sitzen jetzt hier im Studio von Goldsboro. Das sind die Jungs hier drüben. Eine sehr, sehr, sehr geile Band hier aus LA, von der ihr bestimmt noch nicht gehört habt, und wir werden es euch jetzt mal ein bisschen näher bringen. Der Bandleader ist im Prinzip hier Kevin Röntgen. Der Name wird euch ein bisschen bekannt vorkommen. Der Kevin kommt nämlich eigentlich, also hat deutsche Wurzeln, und dazu kann er vielleicht gleich mal was sagen. Kevin, before I start asking you about music and all that kind of stuff, your name sounds pretty familiar to us Germans. So can you tell me where the name comes from? Do you have German roots?
It's
or?
the name my daddy gave me. That's what it is. It's and yes, my family is from Germany, and there's a couple of them still over there, a couple of them, and but my father moved here to Los Angeles a long time ago in the '60s.
The name Goldsboro, where does it come from? I think I heard it's about Bobby Goldsboro, who is a songwriter and musician. I'm not familiar really with him as a German, maybe, but you named
He's
after
not
him?
Huge in Germany, huh? He's not, no.
Is his hair huge in Germany?
Yeah, his hair is huge everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, Bobby Goldsboro, the band is named after, well, you know, back to Noah, who we were talking about. We went to a movie one day, me, Johnny, and Noah went to a movie, and we came out, and we said, hey, you know, by the way, we got this new band, this heavy band, and it's going to be like Black Sabbath and all these things, and he's like, oh, great, I want to play drums. And we're like, no, this guy's playing drums. And he's like, well, I'm going to produce the band, you know, and I'm like, okay, good. And he goes, but you got to name it Goldsboro. And it was we had this joke going about, we used to talk about Bobby Goldsboro's hair. Bobby Goldsboro is this, you know, Glenn Campbell, or those, like, that type of yeah, hey, wait a minute. There it is. We should hold this for every interview. This is Bobby Goldsboro. That's all you need to know, really.
Okay.
And so,
right. Yeah, that's the hair.
So yeah, you can see how he exudes heavy metal greatness, and
It's the look though that goes with the hair.
yeah,
Don't look at his eyes.
little sexy right here and stuff.
Don't look at his eyes.
So it's pretty. It was the obvious name for our band.
It makes absolute sense.
Yes,
definitely.
See?
Yeah.
See? The Germans will understand now.
They will understand now. Yeah. So what's going on with your band at the moment? I heard you play at the Download Festival in the UK.
We are.
What's
happening with that?
Well, we just finished a couple of shows playing with Guns N' Roses in Las Vegas. That was fun.
Okay.
And
how did that came? They invited you. I heard they invited you to play with them.
Yeah. They had heard the record and they were fans. You know, some people affiliated with the band, and some of the guys in the band are fans of the music, and so they invited us out there to play a couple shows. We also did a couple shows with them in LA when they were doing some return to the clubs. You know, and. We're just releasing our album in the UK just right now, and it's going to be available on iTunes, right? February 4th. February 4th. So we're looking forward to that. And besides the Download Festival, we're planning on doing a string of shows before and after that, and we're negotiating a couple of other festivals in and around the Download in June, and we're looking at a couple of opening slots for some touring acts through the UK and Europe for spring and summer.
Okay.
And we got quite a busy spring and summer coming up. You know, it's the there's been a couple of publications like Classic Rock Magazine and those kind of magazines that have taken a liking to us, and so they're putting out some stuff about the band, and we're really excited about that. And you know, and otherwise we're just doing a couple local shows. We're constantly playing and just and constantly writing new material and things like that.
Playing
Like
a lot around here, right?
Yeah,
the Strip
you know,
and the Viper Room, yeah.
Yeah, the Viper Room is a place we play. It's kind of one of our homes away from home. You know, that's it's a friendly atmosphere. You know, we played there with Dave Lombardo's side project. You know, and that was a lot of fun. They asked us to open for that one, and also My Ruin. They played there, and we played with them. Okay. And who was just the last group of folks we played with over there?
Hillbilly Herald, right?
Hillbilly Herald, another rockin' band. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. We just did that one. So, you know, keep him busy, man. Keep him busy. Looking forward to an awesome 2013, I think.
Okay, and I hope you will come to Germany.
Well, that's in the plan.
Really, yeah.
It's in the
if
plan.
you're in Europe,
It's definitely in the plan.
Yeah. I saw you play an SG Junior, a vintage one.
Yeah, well, I have several SGs. I have 2 juniors. One is a reissue.
Okay.
It's like a '06 reissue of a '67, I guess.
Yeah.
And
With 2 P90s or no? It's one.
P90,
Yeah. The junior has one P90.
'67 or '68, I can't remember. Yeah. But I have the old '68, but it's been broken twice. The headstock broke, and I glued it, and the neck came off, and I glued it. Okay. So I got a newer one that I can play. It looks just like the old one. Okay. Yeah.
And does it sound the same?
It's not quite as dirty and you know, but live it's just fine, you know. Okay. I think in the studio I'd play the old one. I think I think so.
I think you can hear it. I hear it. I hear the heavy sound and this typical P90 sound. It's a really great sounding guitar. Obviously, I mean you listen to the record. Yeah.
I play Sandberg basses. I love them. I have a couple of those that our good friend Henrik from Sandberg came and brought me when we were on tour in Germany. The funny thing about that is I was always playing Fender basses, you know, and like Kevin, I had a 68 P bass on this tour through Germany, and it was just feeling like it needed to go home and rest, you know. And so around London, I was shopping for a bass, and I went to the bass center. And the one bass that I gravitated towards was this bass Sandberg, and it was the California model of Sandberg, and I thought, oh, that's appropriate, and I played it, and it played great, and I was really excited about it, and I went to talk to the shop owner about it, you know, and told him, you know, kind of said, hey, I'm on tour and stuff, you know, what do you know about these guys? I had never heard of those basses, and he's like, oh yeah, they're really hard to get, and they don't do discounts, and they don't do any endorsements, or they're not like that at all, you know. It's like he wanted me to.
He wanted to sell you.
He wanted me to sell them, you know. He wasn't that friendly, but I'm like, oh, so I was disheartened when I left there, and so then we left on tour, and I was playing the P basses, and just one day my bass tech was saying, why don't you want to play those basses so bad, why don't you just call them? We're in Germany. You know, I called them up, and they were super friendly, and they drove like 2 hours with 2 basses to our concert and gave me the basses, you know, and it was just like, if you like them, you know, we'll support you, and here's these basses, and I've been playing them ever since. You know, I haven't been back to Germany since, but I've kept in contact through email with the guys and sent them pictures and stuff of everything I'm doing, and I just love them. You know, it plays great. It's become my main bass, and everybody always asks me about it, and I'm always just praising the Sandberg stuff. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
All right. Okay. So get the mic. Yeah, you recognize the 4 dots. Yeah, and that's I watched your video and I thought, what? How does he know? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, great. And
from the source, that's how I know.
Yeah. All right. So ihr müsst auf jeden Fall Goldsboro auschecken. Yeah. I think it's www.goldsboroband.com. Yes. Yeah, that's the website. And yeah, we hope that you will come to Germany very soon, as soon as possible. Yeah,
us too. We can't wait.
I have some questions regarding the LA music scene, because we did this whole tour today, and we've been to some famous places like the Whiskey, the Rainbow, the Troubadour, all these 80s. Mötley Crüe, Guns N' Roses places for us. Yeah, you've heard about that. We're wondering how the scene is today. I mean, there's so many people dressed like in the 80s, walking around, and I think they feel that, they try to feel that spirit that seems to be long ago. I mean, you know. What's your opinion? You live here. You're really based from Los Angeles, and I think you guys know about what's going on here, and so what are your feelings about the scene nowadays?
It's well, it's a funny thing to talk about the LA scene, because I never really thought there was any one particular LA scene. I guess it depends what you're into, and I think even in those places you visited, the whiskey and all these places, right? I mean, they've been there since the '60s, and there's been different scenes that have come through, and so it all depends what you're talking about, the Doors or Motley Crue or whatever, and like so I think it's just LA's always been this kind of magical place for music, and people are just come here by the dozens. The
venues that you mentioned seemed like these days aren't really the hub of like young bands trying to come up with something original and be a part of scenes. They're more like showcases for national touring acts that are at a smaller level. That's what those venues have become, bands coming through town on tour and stuff, and that are only of a certain size. They're really new bands that are more concerned with creativity and originality. Those bands have moved east a little bit, and more of a Silver Lake and an Echo Park type of thing. It's kind of an East Hollywood scene. That's more like West Hollywood. So it's more this side of town, like where we are now, where Kevin lives, in the Silver Lake area. A lot of bands are out here in different clubs.
Okay, are there specific clubs like clubs
the
that are
Echo
famous for rock and roll?
One, and what's the joint on Temple over there? Bootleg is another one. A Silver Lake Lounge and those places. Los Globos is another one. That used to be like a La Banda, kind of a Mexican place. Now they're having a lot of indie bands in there and stuff.
So these famous clubs are more kind of for tourists maybe, or for people.
No, for like not weekend, but like when you want to go and buy tickets to go see a band that you've heard on the radio, that the band isn't actually so big now, big yet. That's where they're playing. A lot of only like 1,000 capacity, or maybe 800.
But there seems to have been a resurgence on that, like at the Roxy. The Roxy's kind of starting to have some different bands again, and some younger bands, and the Viper Room has always had up-and-coming bands, and it's not so much a showcase place. But the Whiskey has bigger bands on tour and stuff. It is what it is. Bands play there. It's a good time.
So maybe some of our customers and some of the guys who love watching our YouTube channel will come to the Download Festival and check you out.
Awesome.
And so we'll stay in contact, and thank you very much.
Thank you.